Hey, what's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars. On Hot 1025fm.com. Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on Hot 1025fm.com.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Shook, host of the Undrafted Outlaws Sports Show. Man, listen, if you want some real down south, Louisiana-style Cajun food, you need to go check out DB's Cajun Kitchen. Yo, they got lobster and grits, seafood boils, signature fries, signature po' boys, signature egg rolls, and desserts. Oh, and my favorite, them gumbo tacos. Yo, they open from 11 to 8, Wednesday to Monday, 7 to 5:30 on Sunday. Located in North Las Vegas at 4343 North Rancho Drive. They even have to-go ordering and catering. Hit them up, 725-780-1850, or go to the website, dbcajunkitchen.com. So, yo, don't just tell your friends about me. Tell them about DB's Cajun Kitchen.
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk. Hey, this is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, where we bring you the best in hip-hop, R&B, pop, and talk. Tune in. Hey, good evening, everybody. You know who you have tuned into. This is The Flow, and I am Her Flow on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. You guys know every week on Thursday at 5 p.m. you can find me here. And guess what? You can tune into us if you download on Google, if you have an Android, an Apple. You can see us there, and also on IG and Facebook and all those wonderful apps. So, yeah, we're here. And today, you guys, we have a special guest, and when I say special, I do mean very, very special. And I'm going to let her do her own introduction, but what I do want to say is I met this lady at a facility that I was teaching at, and I didn't meet her there. Excuse me. I met one of her wonderful clients there. So excuse me. Let's go back with that. But she told me about the program and some of her life and what was going on with her. And I just wanted to meet this wonderful lady. And she's here with us today. So I'm going to let her do her own introduction.
Hi, I'm Anita Muwanica with Women of Strength Nevada. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization that supports homeless pregnant women and children from the age of 14 through 24 years and up to 30 years if we have bed space available in our facility.
Okay. And, you know, this is the thing, Miss Anita, like I being in the field that I'm in, I meet a lot of interesting people. And there's a lot of people that are out there doing wonderful things like you, right? Mm-hmm. So tell me how you, because we have another guest in here too on this. I don't know if we can get a shot. Hi, can you introduce yourself as well?
Hi, my name is Jane Smith.
Jane Smith, nice to meet you. And she's a client with Miss Anita.
Yes.
And we also have, I don't know, we have a baby in here today. So if you guys hear something in the background, and this baby is so cute. I love babies, and has the cutest, bluest eyes. I wish I could show y'all, but y'all can't see. But y'all here. There's our other guest in here, so just let you know if you hear baby sounds. So, Miss Anita, tell me about the organization and how you got started.
Well, I started in 2014 as a food pantry distribution center.
Okay.
And then last year, 2023, we added the component of transitional housing for homeless pregnant women and children.
Got it. And what made you decide, hey, listen, this is something that I have to add? Was it something personal that you had gone through, or you had saw too much and you decided, you know what, I need to help the community?
No, around about maybe 25 to 30 years ago, I had thought about doing transitional housing for homeless pregnant women and children.
Okay.
I had written up a plan when I used to work for the local newspaper here, and I worked there for over 20 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm. And
nice.
so I had just put all my plan on paper,
mm-hmm.
and then I said to myself, you know, I'm going to do it, but I never got around to doing it.
Right.
But once I started doing really working in the nonprofit arena,
mm-hmm.
that's when I said, you know, it's more work to be done.
Right.
And so I started soliciting for grants, and one grant, well, the county provided us with the grant, so that way I can open up the program for the transitional housing.
Got it. Now, was it hard for you going in to get those grants and trying to figure out how to finagle the grants that would fit you best for the program that you wanted?
Well, it's difficult writing grants, period. So
Okay.
I took a grant writing class.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you added that to your repertoire of things. Okay.
With Grant Labs.
Okay.
And so right now I have a great relationship with them, and I still attend a lot of their different programs and things that they have to offer.
I'm glad you said that, because there are a lot of people that are out there trying to do similar to what you're doing right now. And so I kind of want to get back more into the grant writing thing and how your organization moved about from 2014. So I'm going to turn the cameras over to this way.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to this wonderful, wonderful Sharon Smith. It's so good to have you. So Sharon gave me a little bit about what was going on in her life and the things that she had gone through. And I shared with her that I had been through similar situations. And so that was one of the things that I wanted to invite Miss Anita on the show for, too, because we had some relations as far as the things that I had been through. Also, so some similarities.
Right.
So tell me about your story.
So I was homeless for a year.
Okay.
I grew up in foster care, so I don't have any family. I ended up becoming an addict. I became a victim of sex trafficking. I was in a relationship where I was abused for 3 years. It was really bad domestic violence.
Got it.
When I left that's how I ended up on the street.
Yeah.
And with getting clean and everything else, I found Women of Strength. And so now I've turned everything around. I'm going to school. I'm working. I have my son and my other kids. And, you know, things are looking a lot better than they did.
We don't mind you picking the baby up. It's okay. If you want to pick the baby up, it's definitely okay. He's also our guest, so we can.
Yeah, he's excited.
He's also our guest, so you can pick him up. So I want to ask you, what was one of the hardest things that you had to endure, where you would say, you know what, I almost gave up. I didn't want to.
I think, honestly, when I was on the street and I had nobody to turn to, I called everybody I knew, and everyone turned me away, and I was 6 months pregnant.
Oh, man.
I had just started getting clean, so I was scared on the street, constantly getting attacked on the street. It's very dangerous out there on the street. And
Were you here in Las Vegas?
No, I was actually in California.
Okay.
And honestly, I did try to take my life. And so that's what made me actually come to Nevada. Is I tried to take my life. It was a failed attempt. And after that, I realized, like, you know what? I don't want to die. I don't want to end it. I could get through this. Like,
Right.
And so.
And you did.
Yeah.
And you did. Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
I ended up looking and trying to find a way where I could support myself. And I came out to Vegas, honestly, to work, because I knew I could get work out here.
Right.
And I had a little bit of support out here. So I was like, okay, I'm going to come out here to work. I was just going to get a weekly. I was just going to try to figure it out on my own.
Yeah, just to make it happen.
And trying to look up, like, programs that would help me get stuff for my baby, because I knew I had nothing. I didn't even have clothes for myself. So I was like, I'm about to have a baby. I need to get baby stuff. I came across Women of Strength. And when I started reading about the program, I was like, well, maybe this is a better option for me than for me to just try to do it on my own, because it hasn't been working on my own. So I ended up contacting Women of Strength, and honestly,
she's a godsend, though.
Yes.
I read about the program, and so I'm going to get back to Miss Anita in a minute. I just want to ask you another question. So when you got to that point where you said, hey, I'm ready to do something for myself, was that an awakening moment where you just woke up one day and said, hey, listen, it's time for me to do this, when it came down to the drugs and things like that?
I think I kind of discovered my self-worth, I would say, which is weird because I tried to take my life, but I woke up in the hospital and I was just like, I deserve better than this. I'm not going to let people keep knocking me down and telling me that I don't deserve it. I don't need anybody. I'm going to figure it out on my own. I'm fine. I have myself, and I'll figure it out. And I just kept praying. So honestly, that was another thing, is I turned to God instead of, just trying to do it where I was turning to everybody I knew and nothing was helping. But then when I started praying and looking inside and really getting to know myself a little bit better, it was really just the eye-opener right there.
Yeah. And one of the things that I wanted to add is that because this is an election year, and I keep coming back to election year, and one of the things that are on the ballot, we're talking about choice and choice to make the decisions for your body, which is a really important subject that I brought up with you, Miss Anita. And that was another reason that I brought you on the show, because for me, I definitely believe in women's rights.
Yeah.
And I believe that we should have the right to choose just because of situations like yours, right? And so that was one of the topics that I really wanted to do before the election, so people can hear your story and understand that you had choices. And if you didn't have those choices, what would have happened in situations like we have right now, where they're passing laws where women don't have the ability to have the choice to make like you did. And so I want to thank you for telling that story, and I'm going to come back to you in a second. You know what we're going to do is, this is heavy subject, Miss Anita. I'm going to give you just a few minutes, and I'm going to probably get to some music. But when I come back, I really want to get into the subject of how you maintain every day with the things that you see.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back.
All right.
Talk about it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So don't you sweat me. All that big money talk, it don't impress me. I can't take you serious cause you're too messy. Living in your head rent free. Not my type, don't you ever think I'm staying for the night. I don't care about the fancy things you buy. House and designer, and now you're thinking that you fly. I can just tell that you've been a lame all your life. Thinking that I want you. Hell no. Got me in your close friends. Hell no. You don't show emotion. On some whole shit. Hell no. Always in some drama. Hell no. Still live with your mama. Hell no. You wanna control me. Hell no. You don't even read. Hell no. I get check blues off of entertainment. Beautiful girl, but you should see all my investments. Day after day working, it took patience. Nothing like them goofies you've been with, I'm far from basic. I can get that Louis if I want, you can beg me. What I look like flying out on coach, I'm too classy. Pulling up in Teslas, baby, you can't gas me. I can put you up on games when I'm daddy. Thinking that I want you. Hell no. Got me in your close friends. Hell no. You don't show emotion. Hell no. You be on some whole shit. Hell no. Always in some drama. Hell no. Still live with your mama. Hell no. You wanna control me. Hell no. You don't even read. Hell no.
I don't live my life to make people happy or to make them like me. I live my truth. I don't waste time trying to get you over here on my side. It's just that's just who you are.
Hey, yo, Sweet, why you snapping like that?
Filling these pages, made it this way and I got it, no favors. No chasing the paper, people keep changing, see different faces. I am not waiting, you can roll with me, you're there with me later. Know that I'm greatness, just pray that my mama go see that I made it. I know where the snakes is, call a spade for what a spade is. Wolves on the road that I'm paving, music controlled by the labels, I'm making a statement. I'm making the bed that I'm willing to lay in, soul never caving. I got the piece that the paper ain't paying, I got the people I know that I'm saving. This is just greatness, don't move with debaters, call that enslavement. I'm way too complacent, y'all energy training, ego inflated. Not here to be famous, nah I don't need favors. Making the music I stay isolated, y'all moving like groupies, your legacy tainted. Sign distribution, they pushing their favors. That's how the game is, an act for an act, a hand for a hand. Y'all buying through faces, I do it my way just to show that I can. and they cannot take it. That's bigger than me, God show me the plan, and they cannot gate it. We turning the tables, been underrated. Pin the frustration, my soul in these pages. The music is ageless. Too many rats in these races, too many acts in these spaces. I don't rely on the praises. Hate me or love me, I'm greatness. Trip and get up, tie the laces with no favors.
Filling these pages, made it this way and I got it, no favors. No chasing the paper, people keep changing, see different faces. I am not waiting, you can roll with me or get with me later. Know that I'm greatness, just pray that my mama go see that I made it. Filling these pages, made it this way and I got it, no favors. No chasing the paper, people keep changing, see different faces. I am not waiting, you can roll with me or get with me later. Know that I'm greatness, just pray that my mama go see that I made it. Pray that my mama go see that I made it one day and be proud to be next to me. Pray on the weak till they break, this industry take till there's nothing more left to eat. Pouring my pain in these sessions in hopes that I'm healing from all that's affected me. Sheep in the room of deception, I move with the spirit, no God is protecting me. Yeah.
Hi, we are back on Her Flow, and this is the Flow Radio Show. You guys, I'm so glad you tuned in with me. Listen, we have a special guest, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat her name, and she's from Women of Strength. Her name is Anita, and I'm going to try this. Okay, I was going to say your last name. If I don't say it right, don't judge me. But Muwanika, tell me about your last name.
Well, I got married to a Ugandan, and that's where I got the last name from. And now I'm divorced.
Okay. Sure, very good. We just right to the point. So I was saying before I got off, we got off this last little intermission that, I've been in that same situation that we were talking about with Sharon, and in an abusive relationship and trying to raise children and not knowing what I was going to do. And I was telling Miss Anita that the biggest thing that what really woke me up is one day I said to myself, I'm worth it. And I came here worth it. And so one of the things that I started doing was looking at myself and deciding that I was a direct reflection of the choices that I was making. And everything depended on me and my decisions and what I wanted to do. My choice, my decisions was not in somebody else's hands. Everything that I wanted to do and wanted to become was all in my hands, and I wasn't going to leave my happiness to anybody else. And so I decided, okay, since I'm a direct reflection and I can see these choices being made, I decided to make different choices in my life. And so that was one of the reasons why, and strength is everything. If you feel something, you listen to your intuition, and you understand that we've all been through this life one time. Nobody has the answers. We didn't come here, unless it's something I don't know, y'all want to tell me, y'all out there in radio land. But if it's something that you don't know, you learn. We all been through this life one time, so you can't be so hard on yourself. You got to give yourself grace and say, hey, listen, I've been through this one time. That's it. And nobody has the answer. I know we play like it. I know sometimes we look like and we want to give advice, but we all have been through this life one time. And we're all just lifing it, and as humans, and having a human experience. So that's what I kind of wanted to add to that. So tell me, we're going to get back to you. So tell me about your organization as a whole and some of the entities that you have added to your organization since you started, and then kind of break down what those things are for me, if you don't mind.
Sure, of course. We only have the two programs, which is transitional housing, and also we offer food pantry distribution for food insecure individuals and families in Southern Nevada.
Okay, so go back. You said food insecure. Okay, can you kind of elaborate a little bit more?
Oh, sure. There are many people right now, due to many different equations that's going on in Nevada right now, who are suffering from food insecurity, especially children.
What would you say the number and percentage was, if you had to guess off the top of your head?
I know that it's 129,000 children that are food insecure on a daily basis.
Say that one more time.
129,000.
Here in Nevada.
Here in the Southern Nevada. It's a lot.
Yeah. And can you kind of, what in your mind, in your rationality, what do you think the reason for that is?
Well, affordable housing.
Okay.
Stagnant wages.
Okay.
The cost of living, the increased cost of housing that continues to go up, and which does not match the wage.
Mm-hmm.
Increased rent cost as well.
Mm-hmm.
All
Okay.
of those are direct reflections of why we are so food insecure in the state of Nevada.
Right, right. And do you think that the education system, because I know that we have been last in the nation, do you think the education system, because I've been over at the adult high school and I'm so proud of them, some of the services that they, are you over at the adult high school? Are you on your way? Are you going to go there? Or you've already finished? Oh, yay. That's great. That's awesome. So for the program, for the adult program, because I know I met one of your young ladies, and she was working hard, girl. I was over there, and I was like, what are you doing? Some of that stuff, I was like, wait a minute, maybe I need to refresh myself. Because, I mean, they teach them everything over there that they need to know to go out into the workplace. And get a job immediately. Can you kind of name, because I know I've been over there, I didn't get a chance to really talk to everybody that was over there, but I was just really amazed at all the avenues that they have for people to get back to work. So can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Oh, sure. What we do is when a woman enters into our program and she hasn't graduated from high school,
Okay.
in which in the state of Nevada, according to Clark County, there are about 36.3% of women that have not graduated from high school.
Those are stagnant numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so what we do is when they enter into our program, they are required, which is mandatory, to return back to high school and receive their high school diploma, and then further their education into a 2 or 4 year college or vocational training.
Okay. And the motivation behind that
To
is?
make them completely self-sufficient, so they're
Okay.
not dependent upon the state for benefits.
Got it.
And then they can get past that lack of affordable housing in the state of Nevada.
Got it. Okay.
So they can make that livable wage, and which is required in order for them to become independent and self-sufficient.
Right, right. So tell me this, when they come into your program and they have small children as such, as Sharon does here, what programs do you offer? Because I know daycare is really unaffordable for a lot of women and even some men, because a lot of men are raising their kids. It's not just the women out there raising kids too. There's guys, right?
Sure.
Tell me what programs you offer for women that have young children or children just in general.
Well, we provide supportive services in which we refer them out to Nevada Child Fund, which is the Urban League. The Urban League provides child care for them. They'll either pay 100% or they'll pay a portion of that child care.
Is that income based?
Right. It's based on their income.
Okay. And how long does one have to wait to get into that program? Let's say, and I have so many questions. Do you take them from other states, or is it they're just eligible for the programs if they've lived a certain time here in Nevada?
No, I've taken women from all over.
Okay.
From other states.
Okay. And then you have, once they get into the program, how long does it take to get into your program?
If we have bed space available, I take them in immediately. They're
Okay.
allowed to stay up to 24 months in our program.
Okay. And how many beds would you say you have?
Right now, I can house up to 12 women in each home.
Okay. I was a case manager here for one of the shelters I won't name, but there was really a waiting time to get into that shelter. And they had a day shelter for the homeless women, and then they had an upstairs where it was a long-term shelter. And, you know, it was just really hard to see, you know, women being turned away with children. And I think that's one of the things that we have to combat in our country today is homelessness amongst women, children, our veterans, and things like that. So I'm really, I keep applauding you, but I'm so excited to have you. So now with your grants, getting into that program, were you allowed to get, you know, so many grants, and then you had to reapply every year? How does that work for your grant system?
I'm sorry. Well, I apply for grants every single year, various different grants, foundation grants, private sector grants. I apply for federal grants as well. It's not easy to get the grants at all. I receive most of my funding right now from private businesses, local businesses, because they're offering, well, it's out there, but however, it's not always given. You understand what I'm saying? You can write that great proposal, and they'll
Right.
But however, it's up to the grant reviewer
exactly
whether or not if they'll approve that proposal. And I've written many fantastic proposals, in which I'll hear back from them, and they'll say that my proposal was fantastic, but however, we did not have enough funding to go around.
Got it.
I'm sorry, and then I don't get it.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
What would you say is some of the language that you should use? I would just say in writing a grant like yours and trying to help the community. Are you a nonprofit?
Yes.
Okay. What would you say is some of the language that you have to use in writing your grant? You don't have to use a lot, but what should people put in there when you're writing a grant? What it's supposed to be used for? How you're going to allocate the money?
Right. Basically, you want to let them know. What would you do, basically, if you did not receive the money from them? How would you sustain?
Right.
How would your program sustain?
Right.
That's what they basically really want to know.
Right.
And if you can't give them a basically good enough reason how you are going to sustain, whether you receive that money or not, then they'll be questionable whether or not if they should give you the money.
And I'm going to ask you one more question, and we're going to come back. We're going to play some music, and we're going to come back. I want to know what was the hardest. I know it's hard seeing women and sometimes having to turn them away. And I want to ask you, what was one of the hardest things that you had to do being in the field? I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about it. Being in the field, and hardest thing that you had to see, and we're going to come back and ask you that question. Okay. You guys come back with us. It's our flow on the flow.
Something that you're searching, you're finding me. Got your left and your right and a little in between. Bet you didn't know that I could be that girl, fresher than the air breathe. That girl, straight up out the movie scene. That girl, I'm that girl. That girl, something like a daydream. That girl, something that you never seen. That girl, that girl. That girl, warm like a throwback. That girl, hope you catch it when she throw it back. That girl, I'm that girl. I'm a fire sign, but a little cold-blooded. Thinking he a keeper, but I think I'm gon' chuck it. Cause if I break it down, don't know how you get from it. Don't know how you get from it. So if you wanna take this ride with me, understand I'm a woman of so many things. I can't be boxed in, I can't be tied down, cause I shut the block down. If you don't know, you know now. Now I can wear the shoes with the skirt, so you ain't gon' just a vessel from the hurt. As we move from the noun to the verb, I'll be the definition of something missing you never knew it was. We kissing, room full but only us. Room full but only us. I can be wild and a little bit crazy. If you can't handle that, I still love you. I'm a work in progress, yes I'm in the process. If you stick around, you get a masterpiece. Something like a metamorphosis. You up and close and right up on it, see the pillar, get the wings. Then I make your heart sing. I'm a proof true, best things worth waiting. Waiting, oh, are you waiting? Are you waiting? Are you waiting? Are you waiting? FedEx, I got the package, so he tracking me down. Dead X, if he be stalking and he think I'm in town. Rolex, he can't change me like he changed the time. I tell him focus on your own, don't be worried about mine. I get the moving and switching, you get the choosing and picking. I get resentment just thinking about who you think I am. Highly confused communication. Yeah, but if we ain't cool, but the trains to leave the station, and I call it motivation. I see it like Olympian working on this training, and I got one more push, and you get one last look, and you come back and I'm took, cause I always been that girl. That girl, fresher than the air breathe. That girl, straight up out the movie scene. That girl, I'm that girl. That girl, that girl, warm like a throwback. That girl, hope you catch it when she throw it back. That girl, I'm that girl.
Well, I just don't like being put into a box. Like, don't hold me to be just one thing. I'm many things. I'm 1,000 things. That's just, I'm gonna grow to be so much more, Don't hold me back, I'm that girl, for sure.
I'm at peace with what I'm doing. I feel good about what I'm waking up doing and about my lifestyle. At one point, I wasn't proud of my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't content with what I was doing on a day-to-day basis. I wasn't happy with that. So it was eating at me. Even though I'd be on the surface, cool and straight, deep down I knew that this wasn't the direction of what I need to be doing. Now I wake up with the feeling that I'm going in the direction that I'm here for. Like what I'm on this planet for, I'm doing it. Right. Bigger than just the LA, bigger than some gang banging, bigger than some street. It's just some human shit. I'm doing what I'm here to do, I feel like. The main, most important thing, number one, is you gotta get rid of doubt. If you got doubt in what you're doing, it's just not gonna work.
Hey, wake up every morning and I get fly. All you niggas hating, I don't get why. Cause I ain't even made it, but I get mine. I'm riding with the thing, they know I ain't letting shit fly. Roll another blunt, I'm about to get high. I ain't even tripping on my bitch fine. Man of respect, so I get mine. I took a couple losses, ran up a check this time. Hey, wake up every morning and I get fly. All you niggas hating, I don't get why. Cause I ain't even made it, but I get mine. I'm riding with the thing, they know I ain't letting shit fly. Roll another blunt, I'm about to get high. I ain't even tripping on my bitch fine. Man of respect, so I get mine. I took a couple losses, ran up a check this time.
But without a game plan, without a step-by-step list of things to do to get to your goal, if you don't have that, it's very hard to really have faith in what you're doing.
Hey, demand my respect, I'ma get mine. I ran to the tech, hit the state line. Keep a burner on my waist, so on my bitch die. And I ain't even tripping, I'm just only trying to get by. Talk to the man, then I get fly. Hoping for a better day this time. Looking in the mirror as I get high. Thinking about the days we used to hit the store and steal wine. Used to be down, I was doing bad. Walking around with a frown, trying to chase a bag. Had to get it out the ground, really chase a stack. Hitting licks for pounds, nigga, I ain't taking shit back. Woke up in the morning, had to blow the pad. Just to start the day, I gotta hit the yak. I send her state to state, bitch, explore the map. Did that, got it on my own, so ain't no looking back.
But without a game plan, without a step-by-step list of things to do to get to your goal, if you don't have that, it's very hard to really have faith in what you're doing.
Look, Uchi premonitions turning realistic, materializing everything I ever visioned. My biggest fear is when my niggas switching or freezing up, cause ain't no plotting when it's fourth and distance. It's money only business over bitches. Bitches overrated till they pay my pimping. Goals and game planning to acquire millions.
Hi, you guys. I am back. This is Her Flow, and this is The Flow. You have tuned into Hot 702.5, Risky Radio. And if you tuned in today, thank you so much. And this topic is so important. This topic is important, you guys. So I hope that you're getting something out of it. First, you guys, wait a minute. Just wait 1 second. I got a special surprise. Y'all wait right there. Hi. Say hello. Hello. You want to say something? Say something. Say hi, how are you? Say this is Hot 702.5 FM. He's so cute. This is Sharon's baby. You are so adorable. I couldn't help it, you guys. I couldn't help it. Say bye-bye. So we'll see you later. He's like, he said that, you guys. You didn't hear him, but he said it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, thank you, guys. If you guys didn't think that was cute, get off my show. I'm just saying. All right, so I just wanted to talk. We're going to go back to Miss Anita, and let me reintroduce her. She's from Women of Strength, one of only 3 entities that help homeless women and children. And it's a shame, you know. That's why it's so important to vote this election. We need this funding. You know, we need these grants to open up places like this. We need more funding to help with places like this. So you guys, make sure that when you vote, you're thinking of all these things, right? You're thinking of your families, your daughters. What can happen if we don't vote? Your vote counts. So make sure you get out there and do it. It's coming from Her Flow, okay? All right, so we're going to get back to Miss Anita. And I was asking you before we went to the music, what was one of the hardest things that you saw in your career doing what you do?
Well, the hardest thing that I had to deal with was a client in which I did everything that I possibly could to help her.
Okay.
But I was just in it alone.
Mm-hmm.
She was disabled.
Okay.
She had a leg amputated.
Mm.
She had been through abuse from the age of 5 years old.
Oh, man.
And I really, really wanted to help her.
Okay.
But she just couldn't stop breaking the program rules.
Right.
And so I can't allow one client to determine my program.
Mm-hmm.
I have the rules there for a reason, so they don't promote chaos within the program itself.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kept telling her, and I would sit her down and talk to her over and over again. I mean, months and months and months went by.
Mm-hmm.
I would continue to talk to her about, please stop breaking the program
Mm-hmm,
rules. I'm giving you one opportunity after the next, but it seems like I'm just in this by myself. I need for you to get in it with me.
Right. I want to interrupt there, too. And you know, a lot of that is the conditioning, because we're patchwork quilts of the things that we've learned previous to that. So at 5, you don't know. You know, you're patchwork quilts of what you've been through. And so I think that could be possibly one of the problems that we see, that people a lot of times don't think there's help out there. And once they get help, they're so conditioned to their environment and what they've been through that sometimes after being used and being out there in the streets, it's really hard to believe, to even trust that people are for you. So I think that's a lot of times what we see, and is that right? Was that kind of your experience in not being able to trust people? I'm sorry, I'm going to come over this way for a second.
Yes, it becomes very difficult to trust people.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you put up a wall,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't realize you have that wall, but if people get too close to you, you start to push them away, or you start to run from it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it becomes scary. Or,
I can relate.
Or it feels more like we're being controlled instead of really they're helping. But in our minds, it would come, like, at first I used to always think, why is everyone trying to control me? And I wouldn't listen, and I wouldn't accept the help. I would hear what they were saying, but I wouldn't take it really into consideration, because I'd be like, no,
You
they're
didn't
just trying
trust
to.
it. Yeah.
It was more, they're just trying to control me. They're just trying to, make me who they want me to be. That's not who I am. And really, honestly, they were trying to help. It's just I was scared, and everything I had been through, I just took it the wrong way.
Yeah. And you have valid reason, though. You have valid reason not to trust. It wasn't that you just woke up and said, I'm not going to trust. Things happen to you where you have valid reason to trust. I want to say with this P. Diddy thing going on, too, and so many people coming out and saying, hey, listen, this happened to me. A lot of times you are threatened, you are stalked. A lot of times women are afraid to do anything because they themselves feel like they may wind up in jail, because sometimes the justice system is not fair. And so there's a lot of reasons why sometimes you feel ashamed because you don't want to tell people what you're going through, and you're going through it alone. And so I understand it. And before we went to the music break, you were telling me about you had gotten recruited by pimps. Can you kind of go into that a little bit for me, if you don't mind?
So I've been a victim of sex trafficking twice in my life. Once when I was 17.
Okay.
I had ran away from home, and I ended up on the streets of LA, and what I thought was my boyfriend at the time was like, okay, well, I know a way we can make money, and I'll take care of you. And I just wanted a roof over my head, and he said he was going to keep me safe, so I just did what he said. Yeah. And at 17, you're like, okay, you didn't know a lot, right? But because I was so naive and didn't know all those things, I ended up almost losing my life and ended up in the hospital. And then that's when I ended up actually going to a treatment center. They sent me to a treatment center for young women who were sex trafficked and stuff. In Utah. So they actually sent me from California to Utah to a program, like a rehabilitation program, and I was there till I was 18. So that's how I was able to get out of it then. But then when I became homeless, within the year that I had became homeless, I was trying to support myself. So I was latching on to whoever was going to help. Right. And that's how I ended up, again, making that mistake, trusting the wrong person, and things got real bad. And he wasn't trying to let me go at all. I was scared. I was running and hiding from him. I had to leave that city and try to find, somewhere else to go. I had to change my phone, everything. And wow. Yeah, it was bad. He had people pulling up and trying to kidnap me. It became a really bad situation. Yeah. So I was only able to escape that situation when I ended up actually leaving California completely.
At what moment did you know, hey, this is like really where you were being sex trafficked, that you knew that, hey, this is happening to me, where you were being, where you knew that you had gotten into that situation?
At first, we ended up just going and we were hanging out with some of, his friends, and, we were all just hanging out in a big old group with other girls. With the other girls, they knew they were already out there. They were workers and they knew. So they were more trying to recruit me and make me feel comfortable with it. Like, oh, no, it's not that. Really, if you do it and you do it yourself and basically make me feel comfortable just doing it. And they were able to convince me for a little bit. I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm going to be able to make my own money. I'm going to be able to get on my feet, and I'm going to be able to, get to where I need to go. But that's not what ended up happening, because he would take all the money and then I would have nothing, and then I would be stuck and he wouldn't let me come back inside. And the
abuse was there was also physical abuse as well.
Yes, of course, especially if I didn't make the amount of money that he wanted, if I asked for anything, if I complained. Things got bad real fast. Yeah,
and that's why, it's so important to teach our daughters. And let me tell you something. I'm going to say this into the camera. This just does not happen to girls. You guys hear that? It also happens to our boys. And so when we think about sex trafficking, we always say, watch our daughters, but we definitely have to watch our sons too. So I kind of wanted to add that too. And so it's so important to teach our daughters, our nieces, our cousins, self-love, ourselves, self-love, right? So I'm going to get back. Thank you for sharing that to me. We got a little bit to go. Miss Anita, I'm going to come back and then we're going to talk about where this is located, how people can get in contact with you. And then I'm going to ask you a couple more questions because, girl, I'm going to ask you to come back on. You already know I'm going to ask you to come back on. One more question before we get off, though. Okay. So you think you're going to open up anything after this? Do you think you're going to have anything else open?
Well, I want to expand and get more houses because basically, in a nutshell, I don't have enough housing for the problem that we have with homeless pregnant women in the state of Nevada.
Okay. And how do you think you're going to ask for more grants? You're going to try to assume more grants? Okay.
Right. I like to solicit grant funding from federal, state, and then also foundation grants, as well as just the local community businesses.
Yeah. And you guys, anybody out there, look into the program Women of Strength. If you guys want to, it's such a good program from homeless women and children, and also for education and all these wonderful things. So if you guys are out there, please go on Google, look up Women of Strength, look up Miss Anita. She's fabulous. She's so fabulous, and all her clients are fabulous, and they're doing big things, y'all. I'm just saying. So we're going to get off into some music, and then we're going to come back. How about that? This is The Flow.
I'll be a dainty senorita when I fly to Mexico. Grab the bull by his horn. This ain't my first rodeo. Say you met me in a past life. I sing a tag before. You the type to take a woman home, then chew it to the bone. Spit out the pieces. You speak in tongues when you eat it. Sherry on top, I'm the sweetest. I'ma need more than a weekend. I'ma need 2 or 3 in addition. Back to back repetition. Like it more when you listen. Eyes undressing me and need permission. Calls on me and I'm the pieces missing. Know you see me dripping. I walk in a room like hello. Ice on me like I hit the lotto. Can a folk nigga play me? Say hell no. And I stay 10 toes like I'm frozen. If that's your nigga, tell me why you open. It's deep waters when you're swimming in my ocean. Oh shit, oh shit, oh. God, I'm drowning in it. I walk in a room like hello. Ice on me like I hit the lotto. Can a folk nigga play me? Say hell no. And I stay 10 toes like I'm frozen. If that's your nigga, tell me why you open. It's deep waters when you're swimming in my ocean. Oh shit, oh shit. shit, oh. Willy Wonka jealous of my factory. After this, nobody coming after me. Katrina vibes, life flood like a catastrophe. Artwork, yeah, stroking like a masterpiece. Out the water, Little Mermaid, Black and VL in my French braids. He gon' come to where I stay. We just chill like it's first day. Say he love me and can't fake, oh. I just got that effect. Ain't no taking it back. Let down your guard, relax. I just got that effect. Ain't no taking it back. Let down your guard, relax. I walk in a room like hello. Ice on me like I hit the lotto. Get a fuck nigga plan me, so hell no. And I stay 10 toes like I'm frozen. If that's your nigga, tell me why you open. It's deep waters when you're swimming in my ocean. Oh shit, oh shit, oh. God, I'm drowning in it. I walk in a room like hello. Ice on me like I hit the lotto. Can a fuck nigga play me? It's a hell no. And I stay 10 toes like I'm frozen. If that's your nigga, tell me why you open. It's deep waters when you're swimming in my ocean. Oh shit, oh shit, oh.
Single, simple meaning of the term revolutionary. A revolutionary is a man or a woman.
Not easy.
Nigga, what? Bitch, who? Nigga, what? Bitch, who? Nigga, what? Bitch, who? Nigga, what? Bitch, who? At this point, I'm elevated. Don't ever test me when I'm jaded. I'm so high, I can fly, there's no escaping. And I go ape shit when I'm faded. Dripping, drowning, my name they shouting. Gotta watch on my surroundings. Now that they crown me, your demons are frowning. You overcrowded. Fuck up on my face. I need all of my space. Say grace. Got no time for the snake shit. Don't got time for the patience. Questions like you bang now. Heard you sang now. Who you round now? What you bout now? It ain't none of your concern. I wanna rock right now. I wanna shut shit down. Where's the crown? I'm going up right now. I'm too turned right now. Lower your sound. I meant lower your voice. You never had a choice. This shit was earned. Nigga, just wait your turn. I really learned to discern. I'm fire, fire. Praise to the Messiah, Sire. Got a group full of riders, riders. Don't need a damn rider, rider. I'm just flowing, going.
In order to create a world where human beings can live and love and be healthy and create, you have to completely revolutionize the entire fabric of society. You have to overturn the economic structure where
pockets overflowing now.
Few individuals who are in possession of the vast majority of the wealth in this country that's been produced by the majority of the people.
I can't help but. Shit get nasty. Get the bus and that chop. He waving that clock. If I tell him get him, he blasty. Made me sing, have you ever like Brandy? I'm a lot, but I'm sweet like some candy. Come get my love when you need it. It's handy. Slurping me up like some shit with the skin. Savage when I get the tripping like Randy. Love it, cause he know I ain't basic. Loving my body, he gon' try to taste. Switch up the top, but this feeling amazing. I get what I want, he call me his little baby. I won't ever fool, shit ain't about to get shaky. I give you my love, you can't ever play me. My loyalty up, you can never repay me. He like that, he love that, call me his little lady. I can't wait, I can't fold. Got a crush on you, baby, it's show. No, I'm different, got you on your toes. You kept all my secrets, you ain't never told. You making shit hot when all I be is cold. Speaking my mind, you got me on the road. Don't fuck this shit up, my heart made up of gold. Can't wait to see how you and me gon' unfold. See you with your old bitch, do better. No, I want you out here with whoever. I stamp that I got you, I'm signing wherever. You pass it, I dump it, I told that brother. You ask me if I'll ever leave, I say never. Don't do this at all, I'm applying that pressure. Know these bitches mad when they see it together. You fuck with a big dog, it don't get no better. Nah, no goofy.
Hey, we are back, and I am Her Flow. We are on the flow, and this is Hot 702.5 FM. Make sure you guys tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. And guess who you'll see? You'll see me. The flow. So listen, we have a special guest here, and she's been here with us for the whole time, the whole duration, and it's Miss Anita. I just call her Miss Anita, y'all. Y'all got to look her up if y'all want to know her last name. It's right on. Women of Strength is her organization, and she helps women and children who have been displaced, and she also helps with clothing, and she helps with food, and she helps with education, and she helps with bedding. I mean, just everything. She's a full resource, you guys. So please look her up, and if you guys want to get involved in her organization, I'm going to turn to you, and then I'm going to ask you, where can they find you?
They can go to my website.
Okay.
And my website is www.womenofstrengthnevada.org.
Okay.
Or they cannot really come out to our transitional living home, and that's because it's a DV house.
Got it. And you can't.
I can't
understand
disclose
that. Yeah.
right.
And tell me this: if you have a lady, if I have a lady that I want to say, Miss Anita, I got somebody. I think you can you help her? Do I just call or just have them call? And okay.
Exactly.
And if you don't have beds, what happens then?
I normally put them on my waiting list.
Okay.
And then when a bed is available, then I'll call them and let them know that I have a bed for them.
Right. Can you say what the wait time for that is?
Sometimes the turnaround is not that bad at times. Sometimes it's maybe 6 weeks. Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, for someone who's homeless, it seems like it's a lot, but still 6 weeks, it can be more in other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you guys want to reach out to her, you guys, I just gave you some information. If you know somebody that's being sex trafficked, you guys, please don't hesitate to call Hot 702.5 FM. Let us know something. You have some more information. Let us know something. And you guys, be careful and be safe out there and be smart. And then I'm going to turn to my other, thank you, beautiful. I'm going to turn to my other beautiful queen. And I'm going to ask you, do you have anything that you want to add while we are getting ready to close out? Because we're going to play some music in a minute.
I just want to say I'm extremely grateful for Women of Strength Nevada. Without them, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at. And I definitely wouldn't have my son with me right now.
That's awesome. Thank you. And you know, you're such a queen. Like, you're so strong, girl. Like, I'm so proud of you. Outside, you almost had me in tears. But I had to reserve my makeup because I was coming. but no, I was in tears when we were out there. And can I get a hug? Like, really quick? You can come over here. Like, I really want to get a hug. Bring the baby. I just want to say, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you. And I'm proud of you for staying quiet and just being a good baby. Being a sharp, so patient. I'm so proud. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to close out. You guys remember every Thursday to come back and make sure that you are here Thursday at 5 p.m., okay? This is a flow, and y'all, I am out. Love you guys. You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk.